Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Instagrits podcast. My name is Devin. I'm CEO, mindset guy, head coach, and I'm determined to inspire. We are here with Captain America, David Stills, the songwriter extraordinaire, the producer of content. Y'all don't really understand how much stuff he's produced behind the scenes that he's going to get his recognition for very, very soon, and he's well-deserved. Family man, husband, and one of my friends, one of my best friends now. So David's here. We're also here with Big Tree, a.k.a. Professor Klotz. What was it? Professor Sir Patrick Klotz.
Professor Hawk.
Oh, yeah, Professor Hawk. No. That's just one of your nicknames. But Professor Hawk, we already know he's Professor Hawk. He's like 6'8". What, are you 300 now, or are you less? Because you were 3 something else. But you've been...
Right at 3.
Right at 3. He's been doing his blue zones. He's been working out every day. So shout out to Professor Hawk, man, making moves. We got to hurry this up because I'm seeing David starting to freeze. And David, you always start to freeze around 10 o'clock. I don't know why that is. I'm not even trying to be funny. But... we're going to try to keep this, we're going to keep this one pushing, okay? Because we want to keep you on this screen. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. This happened last time, remember?
I do.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Hands are up a lot.
Okay, I'm not even trying to be funny. It's always like trepidation behind that. What?
I'm not. But what we will revisit is we had a deep conversation about the word submissive. David, come on. Gotta be cool. All right, thank you, Captain. Cat, Black Cat. That word submissive, we went in probably about an hour or so with how it's viewed, how it's portrayed in a Western society, but also how it's tied to 4,000 years of oral tradition and a lineage that we're connected to as Black people, and how we're the only ones subjected to certain traumas and all this type of stuff. We went in a little bit. But what I want to do right now, before we go into our safe word, which is safe, S.A.F.E, created by Timothy Patton. That's his first name. Y'all know his name is Timothy. That's a cute name. Like, you know what I mean? Big Tree, Timothy. You know what I mean? Timothy. That was one of your nicknames, remember? Little Timothy. Why you not saying nothing? That's your name. It's on your birth certificate.
No, Timothy is not little.
Timothy.
Yeah.
Timothy.
From the Bible. Yeah.
What does it mean? Do you know?
Yep, honoring God.
That's good, man. Good for you, man. That's why you hear your household, you know what I mean? Because you already there. Okay. So, you know what, David? 1 sentence to 2 sentences with a possible 3, a weekend of spades. Submissive, and I'm going to say that word, means what to you and your household? You have 30 seconds before we go visit that SAFE acronym that Patton so eloquently put together. And I'm going to do the same thing.
So it's funny, I'm going to use a few of my 30 seconds to explain something, which is by you asking me this question, you're trying to get me to say something that I would never, I kept trying to not. No, don't, listen, time's running. It's skill. I'm pointing out your skill, Devin, because I've been talking around something for a long time. And now you're like, all right, David, what does this word mean to you? So what I'm going to say is, it's a word that's controversial right now. You know, I think about like wrestling, and then you talk about the submission hold, right? Nobody wants to be a part of that, I think, in a relationship, in your marriage. So that's not what I mean when I say, when I'm thinking of submission or being submissive or submitting. I think if you take the context, the biblical context, then what it means is it's that there are certain lanes that were being proposed that you should stay in your marriage, and it was trying to make life more simple and give you directions for how to live a good life. And it was directions that was given 4,000 years ago in a different language. And I think that if the Bible was written today, that probably would not be the word that would be used. Yeah. And that's what it means to me.
In your house. Okay. No, I respect that. Thank you. Big Tree, Professor Hawk. That word, we all know we don't like it because it's not what's needed right now. But what is that type of partnership? I'm not gonna project. That's how I use it.
You good?
What is that to you?
Personally, I don't have a problem with it because I understand it in the context that it was written.
Okay.
The interpretation of it for me is just respect again, and allowing me to lead, and trusting the fact that I talk to God and he'll give me whatever I need to make the correct decision for the entire family. That's all it means to me. It's not I don't get a negative connotation from it at all. I know society does. I just don't. So that's what it means to me in my house.
Okay. All right. And like I said, I'm just connected to that Father, Holy Spirit thing. I'm Father, I'm talking to my source, but if I need to have another influence, the Holy Spirit comes and says, well, did you think about it like this? What are your thoughts on that? And that could be a discussion argument. Okay, I'm gonna take the information you gave, but I'm still gonna go back to my source and I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna take your information to account. And let's see if this partnership if we can grow and build in this partnership. I'm just really connected to that for some reason, that Father, Son, Holy Spirit, that Holy Trinity in the household. So I respect everything y'all said. Hopefully y'all respect what I said as well. And this is going to transition us right over to a more lighter subject, but it's not really a lighter subject because it kind of ties into the same thing, not necessarily with the word submissive, but how to keep a black man, question mark face? No question mark face? No emoji face? Okay.
You're right.
I do have a yellow ass shirt on, so I could do this and look like I'm not going to, don't worry about it. Anyway, S.A.F.E. It's an acronym that Pat made up about 3 episodes ago at the end, and David said, I concur, sir. And he's like, I agree with this. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, damn, that's pretty much it. Because David said another S word that's not part of this acronym and said, men are what'd you say that? Simple? Yeah. See, that's why I just put it. Absolutely. Men are overly simple too. Dangerously.
And I want to be clear. It's like, men, I don't want to because sometimes I'm not simple, right? Like I can become, but in terms of when we're talking about relationships and when we're talking about what I need in a long-term partner, right? Because we're talking, it's pretty simple.
Okay.
The things to remember, right? I might be hard to argue with. That might not feel simple. But in terms of what I'm looking for, we already talked about in the last podcast. I need value. I need to feel important. I need to feel like you appreciate the work that I'm doing personally.
Yep.
If you can make me feel like you appreciate what I do or what I did, give me some compliments or whatever, that's it. It's over. There's no
For you, it's over.
That's it. You will see me walk taller with a bounce in my step. I'll stick my chest out.
Well, pep in his giddy up.
And I even know I look like a fool as I do it, but I can't help it.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well, Patton, let's go. What's the acronym? This is key. Write this down. This is valuable info. This is super serious, valuable information. S.A.F.E. And we're giving you the key to unlock our safe.
Yep.
Very good job. All right. S. What does S mean? Do you want me to tell? I'll say it and I'll let y'all elaborate. Y'all ready? S in no particular order, but it just flows because of the acronym. S means sex. And we're going to go over the value of it. And we're going to do another podcast on this about the Blue Zone lifestyles and the health benefits, all of them that come with being connected intimately with your partner and the benefits of it. Like life expectancy rises. Like you live 50% longer. It's like some crazy ass numbers that I've researched today that we're going to talk about later. But Pat, S, you said sex. Why?
Right up there with oxygen for men.
Okay.
It's a need. It's not a want. It's a need.
Ooh.
Physiological need. Yes.
But I just researched today, and I agree with you. But I think it might be more of a need for women, from a
emotional standpoint.
No, from an anatomical and chemical standpoint in their health. So I'm not even casting dispersions on what you just said. But what I am saying is, it might be a want. It might be a want for us and a need, but they need it.
Okay, we need it. It's like we need it. Like if a man. No, but seriously, I can get real with it. Like, think about it. If more men were having sex, and I could speak for our community, less dudes would be getting killed.
Damn, going there with it?
Yes.
Okay. I can't argue. I mean, I don't know enough about that, the life and death situations, but I can actually.
I'm not saying that dumb stuff would be happening, but you got to think about it. That's one of the, like Dave said, like a lot, especially in our younger years, a lot of the reasons that we do what we do is for that very reason. You're trying to impress, or you're trying to, maintain some type of image so that you can experience that more.
Okay.
You drive the best car so that the best girl or whatever would, that's what it's leading to. That's the end all be all.
You do this outside to get more bread, so you have more money, so you can be more appealing.
So you can be more attractive. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, Dave, you want to jump in real quick? S.
I mean, this is controversial, so I'm going to do my disclaimer sandwich where I say that this is controversial, then I say it, then I say I know that.
Bite of the disclaimer sandwich.
I just think people aren't ready to hear it, but yeah, absolutely. Growing up, I mean, once you hit a certain point, look, they say that the average man, so that's like from puberty to like death, right? So that's the range, the range is about 20 sexual thoughts a day, but that's including like 80-year-old men.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about young men, what happens if you know just about the chemical makeup is testosterone levels spike. They plateau a little bit, and they go back down. Then they spike again. In a healthy male, they go back up. That's just a regular roller coaster all day. And when the testosterone, this is what Patton's talking about with violence and jail and everything else, actually, because when a male's testosterone level is spiking, he's more going. This is a very controversial word. We're all black men, but aggressive behavior is higher when a male testosterone level spikes. The chance that he's going to do something stupid or become jealous or not make quite as much sense at the highest level of testosterone is higher. And he's also thinking about sex. If you want to lower a male's testosterone level, by the way,
kick him in the balls.
Talk to him about what he's not good at.
Yep. Drop it off.
And if you really want to lower it, do it over and over again. Even the anticipation of
the psychology right. of that.
And what's important to know is that when the male's testosterone level lowers to a certain point, his body fights that in order to get it high again. Because the body wants you to be a functional child maker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which means that if you're, and this, again, I can't remember, I'm losing track of the podcast. If this is the one about, the key.
What? Yeah.
The key to holding on to somebody.
Key to the safe, yeah.
If you're a person who is lowering your partner's testosterone level regularly, they might try to raise their testosterone level in other ways, either through anger. This is a very typical one, where it's a strong no. No, right? Like, you're not going to emasculate me. No, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But nothing happens now.
Yep.
Boom, right? Raise that testosterone. That's what lifting weights does, by the way. Lifting weights raises, it's just the tension. There's something about the male body. It actually
has the blue zones
too.
David, that's a whole episode, David.
Yeah. So if that's a thing. I'm not saying it's your job to keep his testosterone level high, but don't lower it. All right, go ahead.
Damn. Okay, I'm not saying shit.
Right, bro.
You said, did you just say, no, I can't ask Dave because Dave about to go in. Did you just say, like, you're not responsible for it, but don't kill it? You said something like that. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. All right, next. That's
it. Lower it the correct way. Damn. Go to the next.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. But like I said, that's a blue zone conversation because that's what we're going to talk
about. That's why I'm going to get off that. I know you want to do the blue zone, James. So
that's blue zone. Like, it's later. Like, we're going to talk about all that, and then y'all can go in because y'all hype. A. What does A mean? Appreciation.
Appreciation.
Which is one of my 3 A's that I've talked about. Attention, affection, appreciation that women want. But men want appreciation too. Pat and go.
Nah, Dave explained appreciation. That was it. If you tell me, you noticed something that I do, great job for this, or honey, I love the way you did that, or you look good. Any of that, I guarantee you, most good men, like Dave said,
you goddamn right I did. Yeah.
We'll take the sun, pull it out of the sky, and bring it to the door for you.
God damn, Patton, really? You grabbing suns? That shit hot.
I'm not lying.
Damn.
I'm not lying. I'm making it that dramatic of an example so that women understand Like a dude will run through a brick wall if I'm appreciated. What?
So what does that look like for you? Really quick, give me like 1 minute of a way a woman could say it. Because like I said, we're giving general comments. But so appreciation. Well, I noticed that you did this. Thank you. Is it simple? Because we're simple.
It is simple. That one is a little bit more detailed because you can. I mean, on surface level, you can appreciate the way somebody provides. You can appreciate the way they look. Maybe if they smell good or something like that, or the type of car they drive. Okay, that's fine. Any woman could appreciate that. But I mean, like for example, Dave's a singer. Oh, I love that song you were working on. Can you sing that again? What? Or I love that track, the way you played it. Oh my God, that track. Can you send that to me? What?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I love the way you work with those kids. How you play your saxophone. It just
damn right. What? Right here. Saxophone right here.
Right. See, look at you.
It's right here. Hold on. What's this?
See, there you go.
Just saying, it's right here. You know what I mean? I can play this thing all day. You know what I mean?
Okay. So.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it right here now because you gave me counting. You know what I mean?
That's what but look at what it's doing. Like we all can directly connect to those feelings.
Yeah, that's true. All jokes aside, I agree.
And it makes you like, oh, what? So now this is a side key too. The more you do that, the greater your man becomes at whatever that thing is. Because now I'm going to perfect that. Just to impress you, I'm going to perfect that thing. Oh, it's so easy, man. It's really unfair how easy it is.
It's literally in our brains. It goes, oh, you like that, huh?
I'm gonna do it again.
That's simple.
Better the next time, and better the next time.
Okay. No, I agree. There's nothing else left to say. I have nothing to say. I got my horn just for theatrics and just to be a jerk. But no, you're right. Oh, that's what you like that, huh? Okay, I tell you what, I got some more for you. I can do that a lot. I can do that a lot more. F. F means food, right, Patton? Food? Simple.
Natural food, spiritual food, but it's simple. Yeah.
Shit. What'd you just say?
Natural food and spiritual food.
I say, what are we consuming? What are we consuming? I'm gonna leave that alone. Go ahead, Pat. Go on.
Yeah. No. I mean, food. Obviously, if you can cook well and you make sure your man is fed, where is he going?
You want some food or you want a meal? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's different. Yeah.
It's different out here.
Food in the meal is different.
Food in the meal is
different. Putting some chicken nuggets in the oven is different than making
steak.
I'm just saying, that's food, but a steak with rice and broccoli and gravy and homemade that's a little different.
Goddamn meal right there, right?
And the psychology behind it, because I'm a psych major, is okay. You cared enough to prepare this and do all of this work to make sure that I ate. So that's also another form of appreciation. Like, we're so simple, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's easy.
Because it's making me mad, man. Like, it's really easy for women, and it pisses me off. It's so easy for women.
And I'm going to jump in because you heard me on the last one kind of stuttering and trying not to say the wrong thing. And I understand that there are some negative connotations with the woman in the kitchen and all of this.
Yeah.
But what Patton just said, for 4 out of 5 men, I'm going to say, because it's true. It is true. The most honestly, if I think about my memories of anybody who I've been with, I mean, honestly, like I will never forget the day that I learned that Melissa could really cook.
Ooh, changed your life.
I will never forget it. And I remember how amazing that was. And I sat there and her stock just rose. She was like,
if it was a stock, it would be.
I can't explain it. And it sounds so bad. And if you don't like the way it sounds, then whatever. This part's not for you.
True. Right.
You know what I mean? Because the thing is, let me just keep it like I cook too, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying her job is to cook, and that's it. Because the truth is, Melissa and I, this isn't, things are different. Like Melissa and I go to the same, we go to the same job, right? I can't expect that she's going to do more work somehow than me. But whenever Melissa sits, like whatever it is that I appreciate that in such, it means something different. It's not just eating. I'm like, oh man, like it's a thing. It's a real thing.
That's some real shit for real. I remember back in the day, one of these youngins cooked me like some food or something. I was like, yo, like every flavor I tasted, I was like, this is about to be the main youngin. Like every bite, like, okay, this is the youngin. Okay, I don't even. I was mad at you yesterday. This meal was good. What does that do to us chemically in our brains? So simply to make every bite, I'm like, I'm more attracted every bite, and that's not a chauvinistic perspective. It's just why we built like that for some reason. That's like
it takes us. Well, here's the reason. It's like a safeguard. It's funny we're talking about safe because what it does for us is like from an evolutionary standpoint, right? Like, what are the things that you're trying to do, right? Everybody has a different role. So it's that, again, if your job is to do one thing, then when you see the other thing happening, that's the opposite side of that coin, now your body says, all right, you're good. There's nothing else to do today. Yeah. A scientific way to put that is it removes you from your dopamine mind and brings you into your other. When you're eating, you're not thinking ahead.
David.
You're enjoying what's right there. It brings you to the present moment. Okay? Oxytocin. When women breastfeed, they get a shot of oxytocin.
David,
men do not receive that shot. We need other ways. Good fathers are good fathers when they do the dopamine dance and then they come back to the present. You have to be in the present and you have to be able to go to the future. You have to do both.
David,
food brings you right
zone.
here.
That's the blue zone. That's the blue zone.
It's literally edible community. Food has meaning. It's a ritual. It slows your body down. Your genetics are like, all right, I'm good. Let me just wherever I am, I'm good. It's the whole thing.
All right. I'm closing my book because Captain America going in. I just want to save that for later, but he's trying to jump to the blue zones right now. I'm just like, yo, Dave, like, come on, man, like,
yeah,
David, why'd you do that? That's blue zone stuff, man. We talked about this offline, man. Like, that's the blue zones.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I didn't see your notes.
It's okay. It's all right. Very, very good information, though, because he's right. That dopamine hit. You went, whoa. What episode was that he went in on that? Y'all remember that or not?
That was like.
What's it called?
That was the,
a crazy-ass episode. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was like 2 episodes ago.
2 or 3. Okay, yeah. So go back and listen to that one. I might even try to find it tonight just to repost it. All right, so last one, S.A.F. Thought we was done there, but Patton trying to be all like, you know what I mean? Like a real one. That's cool. He a real one. And he said, yo, we got to throw an E on that joint. I said, all right. And he said, expression. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, expression. I said, no, I don't know if I agree with that because I thought expression would be the A for appreciation to a certain degree. But he actually I actually still agree with it. I think that's it. But he wanted to do a deeper dive into that. And I think it's important.
Well, I mean, again, you got to think about how you show appreciation. You have to express it because you have to package it in ways that are specific to the person that you're dealing with. So appreciation to you might not be appreciation to the man that you're dealing with, but the way that you express that appreciation to him and the frequency at which you express it to him gives you the key to open up the whole safe.
So we back on our love languages, alleviating
stress. The E is the end of the E is is like all encompassing.
It's the specifics that
appreciation. It's the food. It's all.
It's the specifics that your man requires, and if you know your man, you know exactly how to get to his heart.
Exactly, and if you follow that blueprint and make sure you knock out those 3 things, you'll figure out the rest.
See him chopping. You see him doing that.
Because it's so easy. It's just it's frustrating at times. Because one of my uncles used to say this all the time. Men die trying to figure out women. And what he meant was, we spend the majority of our lives trying to figure out, well, why do they think this? Well, why do they think that? Well, okay, when she says this, what does this mean? Okay, I need to do this so I can make sure that and then women are, by nature, they're emotional. And so things sometimes don't make sense to our logical wiring. And we try to get out of that logical wiring and try to figure out their emotional wiring, but we're not even meant to operate in that realm. And so we put all types of, unnecessary stress and pressure on ourselves and everything. So, I know exactly what he meant when he was saying that, but women are complicated. Women are definitely complicated. They're definitely not that's not politically correct. Women are not as easy to figure out as men.
Okay, and we talked about it. Remember we said, what was it? We did it on the, oh, come on, Patton, the seminar.
I do remember. Yeah, we did that with the seminar with the guys. Yeah, we did.
The men's brain is based off of compartments, and then the women's brain has everything interconnected. Zip, 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 zip.
Yeah, all over the place.
We have our nothing box and all that. But no, real quick.
The nothing box. Oh my God.
We won't even talk about the nothing box.
Go back to that.
But expression, I do think it has its own category. But expression means you understand and you want to please and make sure your man is okay. And women also that are listening to this need to also know that men are trying to make sure that you're okay too. It's a partnership. Yeah. We're giving you the male perspective, but that whole expression piece is interesting to me. Go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's just like I remember I saw a friend of mine who lives in Wisconsin. We were doing some kind of show. That's not the point. The point is his father, who was probably in his late 50s at the time, this was a long time ago, there was something wrong with the tree in the back. And there was something, we were all eating in their backyard, and there was something wrong with the tree. He went up, he was trying to cut it. He couldn't get the thing down. He spent the whole dinner trying to fix that tree. Right?
Oh, dinner time is dinner time.
Well, I mean, the singing group that I was in was over. Some students from the school that we had sung at were over. There was like 20 people.
And he's trying to chop a tree down outside.
But he was trying to figure out how to fix this to make it right for everybody, right?
Oh, okay. I thought he was just trying to be on his like, that's kind of rude. Go ahead though. Gotcha.
No, he was trying to fix the tree. He was trying to help.
Gotcha.
A few people made fun of him, gave him a hard time, whatever it was. All in good fun. He finally got the thing fixed, and he did a very good job. His wife came over to him, gave him a kiss on the cheek, said, "Thank you so much," and gave him a hug. And then he, and I'm not kidding, put his hands in the air and said, "I'm useful." And I remember that. And he was joking, but he was not joking. Mm-hmm. It was funny. The whole scenario was funny. We all laughed, but we didn't laugh because it was outlandish. Mm-hmm. We laughed because we understood that that's what he meant. Yeah. He had a purpose. He was useful. He used his hands. He fixed the thing. There was no more problem. And then it was appreciated. Now, I will say this, men can be about closure. Mm-hmm. We're talking about this whole, again, it's controversial. Men can be about closure. Women sometimes can be about, and it's going to sound funny, but it's a process and confrontation. And this is fine because men can be confrontational too, but the purpose of confrontation for men is to resolve. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about strictly in terms of like this, that, done, over, which is not necessarily the way the world works, right? Like that's not how to raise kids.
So
thank God that that's not the way men, because that wouldn't make any sense. Right. All right, I'm gonna teach you this, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do this, and it's over. No, it's not, because it takes 18 years to raise a child. So actually it's not over, and we need to revisit, Hold
on, Dave. You said men seek closure.
Men tend to seek
and women seek
resolution and closure.
And women seek the process. That's what you said?
with that, if we're talking again, this is
what are we talking about here? Yeah.
Here's the reason, because people play the name game, and I'm saying men and women. But what I mean is the typical male and female brain. I'm talking about the physiology.
Mm-hmm.
You got something different happening, and it's because of the different hormones and the different. If you look at a male brain at rest,
Blue zones.
Female brain at rest, it's almost funny, the difference, because a male brain at rest is very close to a male brain while he's sleeping. And when I say at rest, I mean not watching TV, sitting down, lowered heart rate for 5 to 10 minutes.
In a nothing box.
If a female brain is at rest, it looks very similar to what a hardworking male brain is doing.
Oh my God.
That's the fun. So it's what we're talking about is it's different. If you look at a sleeping female's brain, sometimes it can be more active than a waking male's brain. That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
It's not a judgment call. It's just the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we got to be careful because we say men, we say women, we say male, we say female. I'm talking about a male. I'm talking about a brain that got a lot of testosterone in utero and a brain that got less testosterone in utero. That's what I'm talking about. So absolutely, when we talk about these things, I think listeners have to understand that we are limited by our language, right? So if something that is being said is offending you, then fill in what you need to fill in.
Make it make sense. Yep.
But I'm saying there are differences.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whether or not we want there to be differences, there are differences. So resolution is what one group is seeking. And honestly, though, the thing is, resolution sometimes brings death, and that's not always what we want. So you got the soldier mindset. You know what I mean? Like we resolve it too much and we're dead. And so we need a different kind of brain that says, no. There are other options. Let's think this through. Let's do this. That's why the two brains work well together. One brain is less averse to risk. One brain is less averse to risk. It's the one that likes resolution. Mm-hmm. All right, let's figure it out. Let's do this. Let's pull the trigger. One brain is more like, all right, I'm not really. So you put those two brains together and you have a higher chance of avoiding death, but also succeeding.
Let's avoid death and let's succeed. That's very simple. No, I get you.
True.
That's.
I'm gonna shut up now.
No, I'm just excited now when we do a whole, series on what we were talking about offline, the whole Blue Zone joint. Like, y'all was going in, man. Like, for real. Like, S, sex. A, appreciation. F, food. E, expression. On top of all of this, and coming from three males, you might not have heard it like this before, but it's coming from a genuine place. It's not coming from a chauvinistic place. And if you know me personally, you know who I affiliate with. If you know Pat, you know who he affiliates with. You know David, you know who he affiliates with. And if you know all three of us and you listen to these episodes, you know it's not coming from a place of misguided interpretation. This is not misinformed information that we're providing. This is just us keeping it 100% with y'all after we've done some deep thinking, because you've heard how deep they've gone with this thought process, but you also see how superficial we've kept it because it's very, very simple. Very, very, very good job, Patton, and very, very, very good job, Dave. The keys to the safe, we gave it to y'all.
For free.
For free, and if that happens, I'll just say, if all four happen, the man is going to do anything and everything that he possibly can. And that's where the struggle begins. Because pride, because ego, because systemic stuff, because of our upbringing, because subjectivity, because of the way our brains are rewired. If we can ever meet someplace in an objective space, that's when it becomes a dangerous, dangerous combination of Father and Holy Spirit, or even husband, wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, and two, creating that union and that connection to the antenna to the God. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what else to say. I think I'm done. I think I'm finished here. What do you say, Pat? Safe. And this is our perspective on it. But I like our perspectives. And because, okay, I like our perspectives. If you have any questions, email them, text them. We're going to start something where we can do like some question and answers for everybody when it comes to this stuff. Go ahead, Pat, get your hand up.
My fault, because
It's not your fault, Pat, and it's all good. It's always okay, Pat.
Okay, appreciate it. Somebody asked
Island hand, and then we can call on you.
Okay.
Don't be yelling out. Continue, please. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Somebody asked me once, what's the key to a man's heart?
Oh, shit.
It's the safe.
Oh, the safe. Okay. I thought you were about to say something else. So you better go
I'm not gonna go on, because I at first I didn't have a distinct answer.
Ooh.
But
okay.
When you consider all of those things, if a man feels safe using our acronym and the connotation of what the word actually means, you got it.
So what would a woman's four things be? And that's another question.
Because it's not four, so it's impossible.
They might lump it all up because they tie everything together. Listen, I don't know. I'm not speaking for them. What I am saying is we might need to have a female and a woman's.
Yeah, you need a panel. No, you need a panel. You need a panel. Not one female just giving their perspective is not gonna work. You're gonna need three. Just like it's us three, you're gonna need three.
We have 1 minute. Go ahead. Dave.
Well, I think there's gonna the reason I talked about the different brains a little earlier is because one of us
devil's advocate, but go ahead, Dave.
One of us said something about the simplicity versus the complexity, right?
Sure.
And I can hear the responses, but it's not that. It's always deeper. So what I mean by that is, I could hear, and people who I know and respect and think are funny being like, I'll tell you what women want. They want you to help with this, and for you to do this on time and blah blah, right? And then you could rattle off 4 things that are really funny or really like, oh yes, you're right, that does make sense, and I can pick it up. But the problem,
that's not it,
is that is part of it. There's always another thing, and I'm not trying to. The problem is when you have a deep conversation with somebody, and you try to find the root of what is happening, you're not even asking the right question. Nope. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have asked what the root of it is. And you should not have tried to resolve it, because that isn't it.
It's not it.
Listen,
that applies to men too.
My mother used to tell me.
It does sometimes. Let's not even effing faking around. Go ahead.
My mother used to tell me that the woman is the home. And you know why she said the woman is the home? Because if a guy gets into a home and decorates it, it's going to stay that way. And that you might get new stuff, like the piano might change, or the TV might, whatever he's focused on might change. But that's it. And truth be told, not all women are interior decorators, but the ones who are focused on the decorations, the paint's going to need to change every couple of years. The placement of the couch is going to be different. The blinds, there are different things that, and I know this sounds sexist even as I'm saying it. It's not a sexist statement. It's an example of how the minds are different. Because
I can't even see that. Yeah.
One mind is going to completely understand that, and another mind is going to just have to say, okay,
adapt to it.
All right, this is like, I don't actually understand that. And likewise, there are going to be some things that the other mind isn't going to understand. Like, can we just watch this movie? Why do you even like movies like that? Well, because I know I can kind of predict what's going to happen, and then it's just fun, and then the other brain is like, but I don't like that, and then there's going to be compromise. So I think, Devin, you said it best before I get myself into any more trouble, which is, if you can unlock the safe, you've got the union, and then that's where the work begins. Yeah. Listen, come at us with this. You know what I mean? This conversation isn't closed.
Wow.
We can continue to talk. I definitely went to a place that I haven't gone on here before, for sure.
We haven't done this yet.
But it's, I mean, listen, I'm 39, so I want to preface it by that. But there are still males and there are still females, and they are different.
Sure.
They are different, and that's all. They're different.
So I'm just going to ask people to make sure they tune in this on Instagram, on Facebook, and also Instagram on YouTube. Because if you can just see all the facial expressions Patton's making with his hand gestures, and a coherent agreement with the words so eloquently said by David this entire time has been hilarious to witness. So hopefully y'all are going to watch it there too. Continue to spread the word. Thank y'all very, very much. Like I said, we have questions, send them in or text me. People have been hitting me up through text message and also saying, yo, we're curious to hear your perspectives on it. So please continue to spread the word. Thank you for the promotion. Shout out to, we have somebody in the United Kingdom that downloaded like 3 or 5 of our episodes.
Oh, wow.
A couple of days ago from the United Kingdom. So that just adds to the stack of our fantastic support. We have some other serious topics coming up very soon. Shout out to a youngin' that I'm helping write her book. She's Somalian but lives in Nairobi. Wrote a book on Somalian culture and what that's like and how undervalued and unappreciated women are in that whole culture and society. And it's dangerously, all I'm going to say is this. People need to be more aware of what's really going on a worldwide scale. There's a lot of pain, but I think we all, if we do what we're called to do, we can all solve most problems. So do what you feel like you're compelled to do. David, Patton, thank y'all for this information, the S.A.F E. We gave y'all the key to the S.A.F E. This will be an ongoing discussion for the rest of history. But all you really gotta do is just listen to this podcast and we just told you what to do. So it's all good. So yeah, just listen to this podcast. If you have any questions, let us know, but I won't answer. I'm gonna go back, just replay. Thank you and good night. So have a good night, guys. Thank you for your support. We love everybody, man. We're really just trying to come from a great place, not a chauvinistic place, but just an honest, subjective place that can help us get to the objectivity of what we're trying to unite in. So everybody, God bless you. Stay safe. Make moves, move markets. God bless us to work. Believe bigger, faster. And toodles.